Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys. So, I don't know if you guys noticed this weird thing that happened, but yesterday during my show, the first section that I recorded ended up being 16 minutes and 16 seconds long. And then the second one, the second section ended up being 41 minutes and 41 seconds long. So I figured that might mean we have some angel numbers to look up. So I'm going to look up 16 and 41. And then when you add those together, you get 57. So I'm going to look up 57, breaking that down to 12. 5 plus 7 equals 12. And then breaking down 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So, numerologically speaking, in the event that these might be important angel numbers for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and read the meanings. And if it has some kind of special significance to you in your life right now, then this is for you. And if it has nothing to do with you, patiently wait, because maybe the next one will. So, just in case, I thought it was significant enough to read these. So, 16 as an angel number, here is what that means. Your words are magnetic affirmations that draw to you the very things you talk and think about. For this reason, the angels remind you to be aware of your words and your thoughts. That means you're rapidly manifesting. We are in the 5th dimension. We're going higher into it. As we go more into it, you will be able to manifest stuff with your thoughts and your words and your deeds way faster. Okay, so you have to understand, it's not like before. Things are going to come up way quicker. All right, the next number that we're going to read that may or may not be of significance to you is 41. The angels ask you to keep very positive thoughts, as everything you say and think is manifesting into form rapidly. Oh my God, what did I just say 1 second ago? See, on some level, I know what I'm doing. Okay, the next, if you add 16 to 41, the next number is 57. The changes you are experiencing are for the best. Trust these changes to lead you where you want to go. All right. The next number is 12. When you break down 57, 5 plus 7 equals 12. So we're going to go ahead and look up what 12 means in the event that this is a recurring number for you. And it might mean something. 12. Keep your thoughts positive about the future, as what you're thinking influences your future. This is a message to keep your faith and hope strong, because these are strong determining factors right now. And my favorite number, 3, is the last one. So 12, when that's broken down, 1 plus 2, 3. 3 is the ascended masters are helping you. Usually this means an ascended master you feel close to. For example, Kuan Yin or Jesus, or a saint of your choice, or some other spiritual or religious figure. So basically, this person's with you and helping you right now. So there you have it. That's a numerology for today. Don't forget that tomorrow is a full moon in Virgo. And it's in 0 degrees Virgo. So if you feel like doing a little bit of moon magic, tomorrow's the night. I think I'm going to put a glass bowl of water in the moonlight tomorrow. And maybe I'll take a bath with this, bathe myself with the moonlight water. It sounds like it could be something magical and special. Who knows what will happen? Maybe I could bathe out all the impurities in my subtle body, in my energetic forms. We're still peeling away the layers. I keep thinking I'm clear, and then something else will come up from a long time ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's just let that go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. So I am going to now go into basically the brand new Ascension Symptoms. I got most of these from Sheree and Kira. I'll be commenting on some. I've heard from a lot of different places some of these. So we're going to go through them all and we'll see what you think. Which ones do you have? Which of these symptoms are yours? All right, guys, the new symptoms for 2019 that we are all either currently experiencing or will be experiencing soon, depending upon where you're at in your awakening stages. Well, these are the new ones. It's always ever new and changing. It's all a little exciting. Yay! It's also a little annoying and a little unnerving at times. But these are the symptoms from Sheree and Kira. And some of these are overlapping with other spiritual light workers and teachers and gurus and people who are, basically getting people sending them symptoms every single day, and they're kind of assessing what generally we're all going through. All right. So Kundalini rising. I'm probably going to do a show on Kundalini soon. What does it feel like when you awaken? Because if you don't know and you've never had any spiritual training, you haven't gone to any mystery schools or talked to anyone openly who's already had this experience, it can be very disconcerting, like scary as hell. So I'm probably going to do a show on this soon because I feel like it's kind of necessary. So if you've already had a Kundalini awakening, be prepared for another big one. I mean, for me, I had my first one, and then after that I had many Kundalini awakenings, and I've had several over the past, dozen years or so. Actually, over the past, I would have to say 18 and a half years, actually. Almost 19 years I've been going through this. But if you're brand new to the Kundalini thing, it could be very shocking. So I will cover this on another show. Rest assured. But be prepared for more Kundalini awakenings. And what a lot of people have been reporting is there's throat chakra, a lot of throat chakra stuff going on. If your throat is swollen or a little sore, it might be just you need to clear out what have you not been able to say. You want to speak your mind, but people have blocked you. You need to let all that go. That's all throat chakra stuff. What do you need to say that has been unexpressed? Also, we all have had a lot of ear ringing, tinnitus, a lot of high vibrational pitches and frequencies in our ears, and the feeling of being underwater. One moment you're fine, and next moment you're deaf, and then like a few minutes later you're fine again. The tones that are in your ears, the ringing, should be a higher pitch suddenly, should be something different than you're used to hearing. That's all energy and ascension symptoms. So don't panic. Like I said, gently tug your ears out to the side of your head for a couple seconds. And when you release it, if the tinnitus is gone, that's all it was. If it's still there, it's your higher guidance, your spiritual guides and whatnot, helping you raise your vibration. You should be having more of an energy awareness, more awareness of not only your kundalini and how it's affecting your major chakras as well as your minor chakras. A lot of feelings in feet, hands, and ears lately. A lot of people are experiencing the secondary chakras are getting upgrades, so they're getting more activated. So if you feel like you have things crawling on your arms or feet, it's probably just energy from your kundalini. So, before you start slapping yourself, make sure you look and see. It might just be energy. So there's a really strange one that Shireen Kara brought up, is the idea of feeling like you're standing up very tall and rigid, and then there's a greater part of you and you feel enormous. Even without dropping acid, you feel like you're 20 feet tall. And there's just like a greater sense of like, it's almost like the feeling like you have an avatar and you're going to take that avatar and go out into the world with it. And you're going to be like 20 or 30 feet tall. You're very, very, very tall. And it's almost like you have a physical sense of the body you're in, but at the same time, you feel bigger than normal. That's another weird one that's happening. Because you have a crystalline body, which is much bigger than you. And you're having a dual expansion in more than one dimension. You are a multidimensional being. And as we go through this, you're going to be more aware of your multidimensional self. So this extra love and floating feeling, you're connecting to your 9th chakra and the 9th dimension. You're going to be aware of higher vibrational energies in a different way than you have ever felt before. A lot of people have been having sore bones and sore feet, hips, feet, spine, upper and middle spine, and neck, like really, really bad lately. That's just because we're expanding and growing, our DNA is changing. So just drink a lot of water, high vibrational foods, vegetables and fruit, that will help. And especially if you're having sore feet and sore muscles, go take a Himalayan salt crystal bath with I call it salt crystals, but it's just Himalayan sea salt or Himalayan salt. If you don't have that, use sea salt. So I'm trying to say. Andes Mountain salt will also work. Mix that with Epsom salts, put that in a bath. You can go ahead and do an organic bubble bath that is free of parabens. And what will happen is that will draw out toxins out of your physical body and alleviate a lot of your symptoms. There's a lot of adaptation fatigue where you're feeling very, very tired, and it's not because you are just in general tired. It might not be a physical, like medical problem, but more likely it's because you're pulling in extra light, extra information. Remember, light is a particle and a wave, and there's packets of information in it. So a lot of the things that we're going through right now is adaptation fatigue. As we are adapting to the higher vibration environment in which we're finding ourselves to be a part of, we will be increasing in vibe, and it's kind of exhausting to increase or decrease your vibe like drastically. So you're going to have a little bit of fatigue in relation to that. Also, when our physical body's resting here, we are going to other realms. We are starting to be more aware of other dimensions, our parts that we play in sometimes other planets, other dimensions. We are adapting in many different layers of our multidimensional selves. So if you feel a little tired, that's why you're trying to build a crystalline body and a Merkaba on other dimensional levels. And you might be living other lifetimes, and you might be aware that you're somewhere else living these lifetimes. So, you know, you're not just here now, you're in a lot of different places now. You're there now too. And when you become aware that you're here now and here now and here now, and there's a whole bunch of heres in which you are now, it could be a little tiring. There's a feeling of having like an out-of-body experience, like kind of free floating above or just around your body. You're not anchored in your body as much as normal. That's another symptom. Blurry vision, eyesight is a little bit off. And then sometimes you're seeing things like in normal white light. Like the other day I told you guys, I started to see individual packets of the light, and each was a different color. And then I looked deeper into it, I saw geometrical patterns. Well, that's another symptom. A lot of people are seeing geometrical patterns and shapes when they close their eyes. You know, if they're out in the sunshine, that might just come into your brain, just geometrical patterns and light. It's normal. This is good. It's good. It's supposed to be happening. So don't panic if this starts to happen to you. So a lot of people have been getting, in addition to the tinnitus and the higher pitches, a frequency being beamed into their ears, but also generalized headaches. Sometimes the headache will be like in the back left side of the head or in the upper right quadrant of the brain. And it's just, we are changing everything. Our DNA is changing. Our bodies are feeling kind of weird. You know, like I don't know, have you noticed that your eyes, the retinas of your eyes have changed shape? I know mine used to be really round. The black part used to be really round. Sometimes I look in the mirror and it's a geometric pattern, not round. It's more like a six-sided. And then sometimes it goes back. And so I think that all of our DNA is literally fixing itself. It's changing and evolving, and it's happening pretty rapidly. So if you do get headaches, again, you can take a hot bath like I mentioned, and also drink your water, vegetables, and fruit. Now, a lot of people have noticed that they feel like they're growing in spirit, but also that the shape of their face is changing, or their head is changing, or expanding. Also, people have started to report that when they close their eyes and they wiggle their fingers, their hands and fingers feel really long. Like goes beyond the physical body, but like really big hands. And I know I've been feeling like that too. Energetic man hands, I call it. It's like weird because I have very small, dainty hands, but I feel like I'm big, strong, and I just feel like my hands are blue for some weird reason. I don't know what that means, but I've been noticing my fingers feel longer. So a lot of people are actually noticing that they're physically growing a little bit taller. I hope to God this happens to me. I'm only 5 feet tall. I wouldn't mind being 5'3" or 5'4". That would be cool. So those are some of things that are happening. Overwhelming sadness. Besides the fatigue, there's a sadness of just letting go of the old. That's another symptom. Also, having better communication with animals, being able to telepath with animals, you can hear what they're saying, especially if you're a vegan or a vegetarian and your vibes are super high. That will happen a little bit more. Multi-dimensional dreaming states. You're going to be aware that you're in multiple dimensions while you dream. There's a lot more of a connection to the 9th dimension than ever was before. And finally, questioning your own sanity. Thinking that maybe this is not even happening and you're full of crap, and doubting yourself. That's a part of it. That's a part of the Ascension Symptoms. Just take a deep breath and know that there's hundreds of thousands of people going through the same thing as you. You're not crazy. This is fine. You're all right. It's all meant to be. So when I come back, I am going to teach you how to contact your spiritual medical team for anything and everything. If you have a medical emergency or a normal cold, or you just want to ask what vitamins and minerals you need. Coming up soon, I am going to teach you guys everything you need to know to help take care of your own medical needs. So I'll be right back after these messages. Hey you, have you ever thought about having your own podcast like me? Was it even a New Year's resolution? For me, it sure was. But as I've been looking into this for months, I was daunted. There's so many questions I had. When I was trying to get this off the ground, I was wondering, how do I record the episode? How do I get it across all the platforms? How do I get my podcast on Apple Podcasts when I don't even have an iPhone? How do I get it onto Spotify and all the other places? How do I get people to listen? And how do I make money from my podcast? How do I edit it? Oh my God, I had all these questions, and I was so confused until I discovered the simple answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free, and it is ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. All you need to do is record it. You don't have to go out and look for people to advertise on your show. They help you. So basically what I like about podcasting is I don't have to have a video of myself. You don't know if my hair is dirty or if I'm still in my pajamas or even if I'm wearing makeup. Haha. And it's so easy. I could do this from the comfort of my own home in my living room using this amazing app right from my cell phone. So easy, right? So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money, by the way, doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast, and I can't wait to favorite you. Woohoo! Let's be broadcast podcast buddies. I'll see you there. Hey guys, so tonight's topic is excuse me, how to connect with your spiritual medical team. Let me let that sink in for a second. Your spiritual medical team. So Machaelle Small-Wright actually discovered this, and so I'm going to give her credit right off the bat. She wrote a book. I don't know if I'm going to get the title right or not, but it is the Co-Creative Medical Assistance Program of the Great White Brotherhood, or MAP, which is Medical Assistance Program. I'm going to put her name, and eventually I'll find out the correct way that the title goes. It's super long, but I will put that in the description of the show, just so you can find her. This is an excellent book. I highly recommend it. This is a thing that I've been using for a very long time. When I was snowed in and I was sick at various times, I have called upon the spiritual masters to come and help me In fact, I use this pretty often, especially with physical symptoms, but also ascension symptoms that are resulting in physical discomfort. So I'm going to just give you the basics on how to do this. If you want absolute intense instructions and you want to know step by step precisely, please buy Machaelle Small-Wright's books, especially this one. It says MAP, M-A-P, like a GPS map, which means Medical Assistance Program. And I think she has it on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure you could still buy this in the store in hardcover. Barnes & Noble has it. So I had this book. I lent it out to somebody who ended up lending it out to somebody else and then leaving town. So I'm like, where the hell's my book? But it's all good. I had the gist of it down, and I've been using this for years. And I have my own medical team. So when I am sick or feeling under the weather, or when I'm a little bit worried that I might have something, because I get a little bit like a worrywart. I'm a Virgo. Virgos are, sometimes we worry. So I could say, hey, I'd like to connect to my team. And then I say the name of my team. And then I ask, can you please scan my body and then tell me if I have this? Or, do I have liver damage? Do I have a precancerous condition? What is this thing on my skin? Just whatever questions you would have. Or can you guys help me with, the aches and pains in my bones? Anything that you could possibly ask, you can ask these guys. So basically, this is all it is. So what you need to do is to connect with your team is you have to just be in a room very quietly. You could have incense and candles and flowers and anything you want, crystals, but you don't need all that. If you don't want it or don't have it, you're not in a place where you can, do all that. You don't need the physical stuff, okay? You just take a couple deep breaths. And then you start, and you say, I would like to connect to my higher self. I would like to connect with God. I would like to connect with my holy guardian angel. I would like to connect with my spiritual guides. I would like to connect with my spiritual masters of light that are helping me. I'd like to connect with my teachers. And then you say, I would like to be introduced to my spiritual assistance team or my spiritual medical assistance program team. And if you are very psychic, if you're very sensitive, you will feel as if a bunch of beings have just walked into the room with you. Even though you can't see them, you can sense that they're there. And what your medical assistance team is they are a group of doctors, possibly scientists or researchers, that are specifically tailored towards helping you. These are people that have passed on. They're on the other side. They are willing to help you from beyond, and they will be sending you energy and light and healing, and also insights and ideas for further healing. So part of your team, for example, might be somebody who will help manage your emotional symptoms. Because if you're afraid of something that you may or may not have, you're not really sure, that person will help manage your moods. And you'll have someone to help manage levels of generalized fatigue or any other emotional things that come up specifically related to something you may have. And then you have your doctors that will be giving you energy and light that will help you get through whatever it is that you have. So they might send you a high vibrational frequency that'll knock out the virus or whatever that you have. So if you just have a cold, They might send a high frequency light beam. So you'll feel hot or cold or electric sensations throughout your whole body as you go through and progress. So you could start with your toes and imagine from your toes all the way up. So say you don't really have anything wrong, but you want to connect with your team. So you say all the things I already told you. I'd like to connect with, and say out loud, who would you like to connect with? After you have connected with them, use your muscle testing. Go back to my kinesiology episode about muscle testing to figure out how to get a yes or a no, or a maybe, or needs more information. If you want to download, it's for free, Letter to Robin. It's a PDF file. It will teach you how to use a pendulum if you don't want to use the muscle testing. You can use your whole arm or just your fingers. There's a couple different ways to do it. And in the book, by the way, by Machaelle Small-Wright, she does talk about all the different ways you can use to make sure. So you want to say, I'd like to connect with my higher self. And then you would say, am I connected to my higher self? And then you push down. So if you're going to use your first two fingers for kinesiology, you'll push down with your middle finger on top of your index finger. And if you say, am I connected to my higher self? And then you try to push your index finger down with your middle finger. If it does not go down, that's a yes. Yes, I am connected to them. I am connected to my higher self. But if it's very malleable and you can push that finger down easily, then you're not connected yet. You have to say one more time, I would like to connect with my higher self. So you go down the line. So you need to talk to your spiritual medical team, your higher self, your holy guardian angel, Archangel Michael. You call upon him for protection, to protect the area while you're being worked on. You ask for Archangel Raphael to give his special energy of healing. His color is an emerald green, a very clear, pure, glowing, beautiful kind of emerald glowing green. So if you feel green with you, Archangel Raphael is definitely with you. He is the angel of healing. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection. Your holy guardian angel would be your specific angel, that is your generalized needs angel. And then your higher self is like literally the bridge between you and God. So it's almost, if you say your most perfect future self, who we are all trying to become, would be another way of saying your higher self. So once you're aware that your medical team is there, just start telling them what's wrong. So if you say, I've been having problems with my stomach lately, my digestion system, this is what I've eaten, this is what I've drank in the past 24 hours, these are the symptoms I'm having. And you might start to feel energy on you, or the feeling of a hand on your head or your face, your hands or your feet. And they might tell you to put yourself in a specific position. If you get any intuitive insights, or you feel like just putting your arm up in the air or your leg, just go ahead and do it. Make sure you're alone when you do this so you're not embarrassed and you feel like you could talk to your team. And they will help you with everything, in anything. And if you are just doing this as a general checkup, it's a good idea. I always ask my team, I just want a checkup. You guys see any cancer in my body? Usually the answer, thank you God, is no. And if I have precancerous conditions, I ask please scan my body. And then I give them 30 seconds to scan my body. And then I ask, is my body more alkaline? Is it more acidic? Is it more neutral? I ask all three questions, and then I use muscle testing to get the answer. Because even though I might have an intuitive sense of what the answer is, I might write that down, and then I will also use muscle testing to make certain that I'm getting the answers in a correct way. So your medical team will pretty much form in front of you. You will either see them if you are psychically sensitive through eyesight, or if you close your eyes, you might see them in your mind's eye. And there should be doctors standing around you. Behind them would be spiritual masters that also are concerned for you. And you can ask them, say it's just a generalized thing. What vitamins do I need? Do I need vitamin A? Do I need vitamin B complex? Am I low on vitamin C? What about vitamin D? Do I need to go spend 10 minutes in the sun? So you ask all the way down the line of all the vitamins. If you suspect that you are low on magnesium, which most people are, then you ask, should I be taking a magnesium supplement? Should I take calcium with that? Start asking about all the minerals. And if there are any kind of vitamins or supplements you've been thinking about taking, ask them if energetically that would be correct for you. So you can ask them, if you have a feeling of emotional or energetic pressure somewhere, you could ask them, do you see that this is going to become a physical issue later? Ask them if they see it as your stuff, or does this energy belong to somebody else? And ask them to please remove it. Ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords between you and anybody else. So if you are somebody who attracts a lot of unwanted sexual attention, for example, ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords between you and anyone who might be using your image or the idea of you in a sexual way that would be a misuse of sexuality, because people can tie themselves to you just through masturbatory practices. And you have to make sure that you're clear, because that can rob you of your energy. People that are psychic and energy vampires can hurt you. So you have to ask your medical team, are there any cords attached to me that I don't need there, that don't serve my higher purpose? If you get a yes, ask if they can please have Archangel Michael, or you ask him directly, please cut with your magical sword of truth. Cut through all those cords. And then you have to ask your medical team if you have any attachments to your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, your spirit body, your Merkaba now, your crystalline light body, and your aura. So you have to ask about all those things. If you have to rewind this and hear it again, then go ahead and do so. So if you have any attachments from people attaching cords to any of these things, or just spirit attachments, like you might have a demon or a spirit who is not in corporeal form attach itself to you. It might be a negative thought entity. It could be anything. Like when I was a little kid, I had a monk had attached himself to me when I went to one of the missions that we went to when I was a Catholic schoolgirl. And I went later when I was 18 years old, so like 10 years, this monk had been attached to my aura. And I went to a New Age church in Seattle, and this guy saw it. And he's like, I'm going to detach the monk from you if that's okay, because I don't see that he's like really, he wants to be there to protect you and love you, but at the same time, he's not really, he's kind of leeching off your energy a little bit, and it might be making you feel tired. So I was like, that was freaking weird. Okay, go ahead, detach the monk from my aura. But I've had negative entities attached to me. I've had demons try to attach to me. I've had jinn attached to me that was actually a very pleasant and wonderful experience. But as I've raised up in vibration, the jinn that was always with me has now gone, because he can't keep up the level of energy that I now have. But this is what you need to know. Is there anything trying to from an outer, part of you, trying to attack you? If you have any enemies, are they sending you negative thought forms? Are they sending you little energetic darts or needles that would hurt you? And so you have to ask your medical team about all this, and you could be very scientific about it. You could lay down, or you could sit up and ask and write down everything, and just go one by one down the line. If you have, after you decided you have no more attachments, you don't have any cords that are connecting you to old lovers or ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, or people that were somehow attached to you, like by living in the same space as you. If you have now undone all the cords and ties that have bound you energetically, then you move on to the next thing and you say, okay, I've been having this problem or that problem, or I've been feeling uneasy, or I've been feeling emotional waves of, there's like an emotional nausea sometimes, or sadness that's been happening with people. If you're having that, ask them, is this organic? Is this something I can take care of with a mineral? Is this something that requires a dietary change? Like say you have a perfect diet, but every Thursday you've been eating Oreos and Doritos, and that's your Thursday thing, or your Sunday thing. Everyone has like a junk food day. Especially the most healthy people always have a junk food day. Maybe that junk food might be affecting your hormones. So you have to ask, if it's a generalized session with your team, you ask them, are my hormone levels okay? How's my endocrine system? How's my my skin system? How's my skeletal system? How's my brain? Are there any imbalances that need fixing? How's my muscular system? And you go down the line of all the systems that you have, and your mental body, emotional body, physical body, spiritual body, crystalline body, your Merkaba, your spirit light body. Is anyone trying to think of me in a harmful way? And you need to ask for protection against all those things. You could put up a wall of mirrors in every direction to send back and reflect back to people what they would be sending to you negatively. So it never affects or touches you, but it goes right back to them. So they can look at what they're doing and it'll go back to them. Because you don't need to own other people's stuff, only your own stuff. So if you do have something, that's major, that's like a big deal, that's hurting you physically and medically, this does not take the place of a normal doctor or your own physical team that's here living that can give you shots or treatments of whatever, or surgery if you need surgery. Go to your regular, doctor for all the things that you need. But your medical team is here with you 100% of the time. Anytime you need them, ask them what their name is that you could call them by. So you have a quick name. You could just call them right now. Like when I need help, like the other day, I told you guys that I had touched, there was a bug had stung me in the eye. My eye swelled up. And I thought, well, I know that lavender oil will take the sting out. So I put a little tiny bit of lavender oil on the edge of my finger. And when I touched that part below my eye, my entire eye swelled up and started burning and stinging as if I poured the bottle into my eye, which I did not. But it reacted badly to whatever venom this bug had put in my eye, which was like so ironic. I mean, it might have just been a mosquito. I didn't even see a bug in my room. I was just laying in bed and this happened. Well, first thing I did was I was like, okay, my medical team is named Foxglove. My last name is Fox and I like flowers. So foxglove flowers I like, even though they're deadly and they're digitalis. It's not a flower that I would plant in my yard if I'm going to have grandkids, but I like the flower. So anyway, that was just it. I asked them, what is your name? What shall I call you? And I waited and I meditated and I heard the word foxglove and I said, is foxglove what you said? And then I did my finger testing and I got the answer. So you're going to want to know your spiritual team's, your medical team's name. So take a few breaths and say, I'd like to connect to my medical assistance program team, and I'd like to know what your name is. And take another 2 or 3 deep breaths and release all thoughts from your mind and all preconceived notions. And imagine there's like a blank white space in front of you, and you just look. You're either going to see an image of something, or you're going to hear a word, or you're going to feel a feeling. It's going to be one of those ways, and it'll come to you. So just give it a moment, give it time. And then once you get a confirmation and you feel something coming to you, you use your finger testing again, kinesiology, and it's going to confirm. So for me, when I was having that emergency, this is how a session would go. I need to contact my medical assistance program team immediately. Foxglove, Team Foxglove, come to my rescue right now. Boom. Now, you guys aren't going to say Foxglove. That's my team's name. So your team's going to have something else. Maybe you have the Daffodil team, or maybe you have something completely different entirely. You know, maybe you wanted the name of a star cluster or your favorite color. You know, for you, it might be the green team. Need the green team at my side right now. You know, it's going to be very unique, very specialized for you specifically. But for me, it's like I say, I need to be connected to my medical team right now. This is what's going on. My eye hurts. This is what's happening. My ears, I'm not hearing very well, or my spine hurts and I need help. I need a chiropractic adjustment, or I need, and seriously, it's weird. I've asked for chiropractic adjustments, and then I'll get really tired, and then if I wake up and move, that bone in my back will go right back into place. As if by magic. And it's true, this is happening. They will give you energy, they will calibrate and adjust, and they will scan you, and they will scan you for everything. So have them scan you for spiritual things, negative thought forms coming from outside of you, negative thought forms coming from inside of you, past life memories or memories from this life that you have forgotten that are possibly causing you pain and suffering, or might potentially be a problem in the future. These are all the things you're going to want to ask your team about. So write a list before you connect with them and see what kind of answers you get. And you could keep your notebook, write down the question, keep 2 spaces blank below the question, and write in what comes to you when you ask the question. You'll be pleasantly surprised because you have a lot more psychic ability and a lot more mental telepathy power than you are aware of. Everybody has it, but not everyone uses it. So it's like a spiritual muscle you're going to use. You're going to start getting better and better at this. But they will see what your needs are. They will give you energy. You could talk to them. Now, what if you're going to go to a regular doctor because you're really like, something's definitely wrong. I definitely need to see a doctor. Before you get into the doctor, before you leave your home, or before you get out of your car, say, I need to talk to and be connected to Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, my higher self. I need to be connected to my spiritual team, my medical assistance program team. I'm going to the doctor right now, and I need you guys to be around me. Help me to remember everything he says or she says that I need to know, and help give the doctor energy so that he's going to know intuitively exactly what I need to get better and well. And that's what you do. You connect with your team. You go in and see your other doctor. And then at the end, you can tell your team to give you insights over the next 48 hours in your dreams, in your states in which you are being mindful or doing yoga or meditating. When your mind is more calm, they will bring information to your mind. You can ask for them to show you signs outwardly, and they will bring your attention and awareness to things that you need. So what if you need a vitamin C? All of a sudden, there'd be like a vitamin C commercial on the TV if you walked in a restaurant and you would hear it. Or you'd walk into the grocery store and there's a vitamin C jingle ringing, over the loudspeaker, over the music. Or there might be an end cap that says vitamin C, it's cold and flu season, Or you might just walk in on someone having a conversation about vitamin C. It'll be like all these different weird ways that things show up. Or you might just start craving oranges like crazy, and pineapple, and things that are high in vitamin C. Blueberries are very high in vitamin C. So they're going to communicate with you in a wide variety of ways, not just through muscle testing and through telepathy and intuitive knowingness, but also through things in your environment, through other people. You might turn on a TV show and someone's eating something specific that you had just been thinking about. Or you might turn on a song and they're singing about that food. It's going to be in a wide variety of ways, not just in one or two forms. So they're going to look at what you need, what you are lacking. They might tell you something that sounds weird, like put ice on the back of your neck. Like if you've been angry recently, that's advice that's common. Especially in spiritual circles. If you put ice on the back of your neck if you're angry, that will abate the anger, and it will stop the angry poison that goes throughout your body. So if you get really angry, you'll poison yourself for 24 hours accidentally. You don't hurt anyone else but yourself. That's why they say if you're angry at someone and you hurt them, you're really only hurting yourself. It's true. So Paramahansa Yogananda said in Autobiography of a Yogi, when you're very angry, he recommends putting ice in the back of the head so that it will go through your cerebral spinal fluid and out to your nervous system, and the anger won't hurt your nervous system. But you go down the line and ask your team, medical team, what about my nervous system? Is it okay? Do I need work? Do I need calibration? And if they say yes, then say, okay, please calibrate me, and wait until you feel a shift in your energy. You're going to get really good at energy work doing this. You'll get better and better. At first it might be a little awkward, but you get it down. So just ask for help in all of your areas. If you have a cold coming on, or sore muscles, or say you do use the Rife app, the Z-app that I talked about in my Rife episode, go ahead and use that. But now if you have Candida and you do that, you're going to have a die-off. So the Rife frequencies will kill all of the germs in your body that are causing the problem. But now you have to deal with die-off. So your medical team would be the ones to help you through the die-off stage, where you're going to get really angry, you're going to get upset, you might feel super tired or lethargic, you might feel drunk. If you go on a Candida diet to get rid of the Candida, and you're trying to increase your good bacteria, and then you're also going through the die-off, it's crazy. The Rife will work and it will kill what you need to kill. But as the dead thing is inside your body and you're trying to detox, it could cause hormonal fluctuations, mental aberrations, emotional anomalies. It can wreak havoc. So turn to your medical team, your medical assistance program team, and they will be at your side 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you need them to go into a surgery with you, ask them to allow you to have minimal bleeding, minimal scarring, minimal pain. Help them to know what you need. I need the pain taken away. They will beam light into you so that your pain goes away. They will do everything in their power to help you. That's what they're there for. And everyone on the planet has a medical assistance program team. So if you have just a general uneasiness or anything, these people will be there for you 100% of the time. And this one is a shorter, sweeter one, but I know that it's going to help you. If you take this seriously and you try to contact your team, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I know it. I know it to be true. My team has helped me out of a lot of jams. They've helped me through episodes in which I died from asthma and I couldn't leave the house because of snow. or because I just had an attack. They've helped me through asthma attacks. And by the way, if you have children, you could do the same thing. Go get this book. I'm going to put it in the description. You can, when you have kids under 18, and they're still under your care, you could call upon their medical assistant team and tell the medical assistant team what's going on. I did this with my littlest kid when he had a seizure. He played in a sandbox in a park, and he got a really weird blood-borne virus, and they couldn't pinpoint what it was, and he almost died. He had seizures when he was 3 years old. And I talked to his medical assistance team the whole time, and he's fine. Thank you, God. My son lived, and he's good. So you could do this for your own pets, for your children, for yourself. It's really special. This is one of those gems that when you run across a book like this or an idea like this, it can literally change your life. So I hope that this has been good information for you and that it will be able to change your life. But for now, I am done talking about that. So I am signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the Holy Fifth Dimension. Until next time. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.